William, hopefully your favorite videographer from Two Hats Publishing. I welcome you to another Two Hats special of community events. Let's look in and see what's really happening.
Now let's introduce you to a young man who is no stranger to the Heaven 97 Catesman listening family. We've known this gentleman for quite some time and have followed his career. Rich Sheridan is in studio with us here today, everybody, and we're glad to have Rich back with us today. Now, if you recall, right after the elections, there were a lot of assaults that went on. White people were being beaten up by black folks because they were suspected of being Donald Trump supporters, and of course there were black folks, from what we understand. We've talked about a lot of things here. People have reacted to this election in some strange way. And of course, our question today, we understand Rich is here. He's going to tell us exactly what happened to him regarding the situation, but getting stumped for Donald Trump. Now, just think about that. If you are a Trump supporter, and some of you have seen the video where there was a white man at looked like he was at an intersection, and some young African Americans came and pulled him out of the car. So you're supporting Trump, boom, 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 beat him up and all that stuff, getting stumped for Trump. Now, in the past, we've seen and we've heard about blacks jumping on whites, and we've even heard about whites jumping on blacks with regards to this given situation. Now, some are wondering if indeed this is appropriate. Now, like I said, there are some black folks. I have talked to people who say, well, they didn't care about white people getting beat up just because they supported Donald Trump. One young fellow say, well, that's black power, Brother Ashley, when we beat up these white people because of Donald Trump. And on the other hand, others are saying, well, no, that's not the way to go. That's not the way to express your so-called black power. That's not the right thing to do. So our question today is it okay for people to jump on one another because they differ with regards to politics? Now, some are saying that it's okay for young blacks to go out there and beat up white people as a form of showing their black power. Now, do you agree with that? Or do you think, well, no, you shouldn't go out there and beat somebody up trying to demonstrate black power? Now, what if somebody white were to go out and beat somebody up demonstrating white power? 972-9963-970. That's indeed our number to call. First of all, Rich, want to welcome you back to Heaven 97. I want to say happy holidays to you. How are you today, Rich?
I'm doing very well. Thank you, Robert. I'm getting into the spirit of Christmas. It's the best time of the year.
Praise God for that. Now, Rich, what happened to you, man? What happened to you? Now, is it true you were jumped on by some young African Americans because they assumed you supported Donald Trump, or did you have a Trump T-shirt or something on?
Well, first of all, I would never wear a Trump T-shirt or a cap because I'm sensitive to people, okay? There's a time and a place to do these kind of things. You know, I've been an activist in Dallas for over 13 years, and I've been addressing the plight of the black community, whether it comes down to the homeless situation or the criminal justice system or poverty, lack of affordable housing. So, and by the way, even before Trump, I was physically assaulted on a DART train, punched in the face and knocked to the floor, and I was threatened when I walked through the West End station. Now, concerning the Trump election, again, I live in a black community, and I was on a train, and these two black youths, are walking through the train, and I'm the only white guy there. And they both looked at me, and they go, damn Trump supporter. Damn Trump supporter. So I might have said something back, Rob, because I'm an outspoken person. But, I'm on probation. And if there was a situation where there was a fisticuff going on, I mean, everybody's guilty. You go to jail. I don't need that, okay? Mm-hmm. So I let it go. But there's one example. I wasn't physically assaulted, but you could say I was verbally assaulted. The other incident, I have a 35-year-old friend in California. When I lived out in California, we became friends. We kept in touch, black lady. And I thought she knew me. Sometimes friends really show their true colors when it comes down to a situation like this. Now, she lives in Oakland, California, which is primarily a black community, and it's a Democratic community. And by the way, that's where some riots broke out. And when she found out that I was a Trump supporter, and I actually have communicated to Trump by email, I'm going to write him a letter because I think I have some abilities maybe to address the situation in the black communities, particularly in Dallas, particularly with respect to jobs and the homeless. She called me a racist, hung up on me, and won't speak to me. So, you turn the other cheek, you turn the other cheek, you turn the other cheek. But this was, and I go back to Eisenhower election, this was the most divisive, hate-filled, from both sides, election in my memory. On the Dallas Morning News, the cover, and it says it pretty well, divided we vote. I've heard discussions on the radio about people other people losing friends, long-time friends, Robert, long-time friends. Now, what's causing all this? Certainly misinformation.
Okay.
Certainly, when you have articles in the Texas Metro News by Dr. Julianne Malvo, where she goes, Trump wins for white America. I know a lot of black men and women who voted for Trump. And then you got Vincent Hall. We can't stand Trump. And here's a classic line. For a lot of us, 9/11 was a tragedy. But 11/9, the morning after, felt equally sickening. He's likening Trump getting elected to 9/11, Robert?
Wow.
Come on.
On that note, I got to pause for just a quick break.
I got
Once
more.
again, we're off and running here. We're talking with Rich Sheridan. Now, Rich, of course, says he was assaulted because he supported Donald Trump, verbal assault there. And, of course, we have seen the violence directed at our fellow Americans. And now, do you agree with this? My question today is, should he have been jumped, or should anybody be jumped because they are supporting Donald Trump? Stumped for Trump? A lot of people have been stumped. Now, also, what about the black youngsters who have been pushed off of sidewalks? Call the N-word, 972-996-3970. That's our number, and we'll be back with more right after this.
Listen up, Dallas-Fort Worth. Tasty's Barbecue and Turkey Leg Connection has the best barbecue around. Tasty's Barbecue and Turkey Leg Connection, located at 626 South Cedar Ridge Drive in Duncanville, Texas, features its signature turkey legs and Cajun spice turkey legs. So juicy and succulent they just fall off the bone. And don't sleep on the brisket nachos, loaded baked potatoes, and all the other homemade sides. They're all tasty, delicious, and not greasy. Tasty's Barbecue and Turkey Leg Connection is open Monday and Tuesday, 11 a.m. till 4 p.m. and Wednesday through Saturday, 11 a.m. till 8. Come on by for lunch and pick up a link, brisket, or rib basket, or try our famous turkey legs and sides for dinner. And guess what? They also cater. Call 972-296-0799 for more information. That's 972-296-0799. Or visit GreatTurkeyLegs.com. That's GreatTurkeyLegs.com. Spread the word. Dallas-Fort Worth's newest barbecue spot is Tasty's Barbecue and Turkey Leg Connection.
When you buy $25 worth of Buffalo Wild Wings holiday gift cards, you earn a bonus card worth up to $100. It's like buying a new TV, then getting another TV that's either a little smaller or possibly way bigger for free. But you can't trade those TVs for wings because they're a metaphor. Bonus cards. We do it for you. Buffalo Wild Wings. Wings. Sports.
No purchase necessary. U.S. residents 18 plus. Not valid in New York, Florida, Rhode Island, where prohibited by law. For a limited time while supplies last. Limit 4. See participating location or buffalowildwings.com for details.
This season, I'm avoiding the holiday hassle and heading to Walgreens because they've got all the small gifts and candy I need to stuff every stocking in just one trip. Plus, enough gift wrap to last all season. And with Walgreens just around the corner, I'm in and out faster than Santa himself. Beat that, Santa. Now where are my milk and cookies? Walgreens, at the corner of happy and healthy.
Now with card, Inspirations from Hallmark Gift Wrap is buy one, get one 50% off, valid through December 17th.
Your voice for the African American community in Fort Worth and Dallas.
I listen to it all day, every day.
We're Heaven 97 KHVN.
And we welcome you back to Heaven 97 Catesville's Community Forum. Robert Ashley with you on a Monday here. And of course, right now it's Catesville telephone time at 12:40 here on KHVN. Start your mornings with Get Up Mornings with Erica Campbell. That's 5 a.m. to 9 a.m. Monday through Friday right here on Heaven 97 Catesville. But right now, we'll be taking your phone calls momentarily. We're talking with one of our Catesville listeners here, Rich Sheridan, been in Dallas a long time. He's an activist. And he also happens that God created him to be an Anglo man here. And we're talking about the fact that we have seen people beaten up verbally, physically, as a result of the election regarding Donald Trump, getting stumped for Trump. Now, is that appropriate? What do you think about that today? Now, we've had many people who are Caucasian. Many of them have been beaten up. Should people be jumped on just for supporting Donald Trump? And some are saying that that's one good way to show black power. Believe it or not, there are people out there actually saying that. Do you believe that? Why or why not? 972-996-3970. That's our number. And Rich, you had a couple of other things you wanted to say before we start taking some calls.
In terms of stirring it up in the black community or in the Democratic community, open letter to Pastor Robert Jeffress from Dominique Alexander. He basically has accused Trump of causing the deepest and darkest hate this country has ever seen in a very long time. He said extremely derogatory things, Trump supposedly extremely derogatory things versus the LGBT black communities. Well, I don't believe that. I think Trump is a guy that said, hey, Jenna, you want to go in my bathroom? That's fine. And I haven't heard him say anything negative about the black community. In fact, he's addressed the needs of jobs in the black community. And the other items have to do with the AMA singing out last week, no KK, no fascism, no racists, USA. 77% of Trump press coverage is negative. Even the New York Times apologized for their biased coverage. Pence was confronted at the Broadway show Hamilton. And just about every night, Stephen Colbert dumps on Trump. And here's the cherry on the cake. I was fortunate enough I got there late, and I met with Dick Gregory. Thank you, Dick Gregory.
Healthy living.
He knows me because he met me over at that bowl-a-thon. Mm-hmm. So we hugged and then took a picture, and then I had a chance to sit down with Dick Gregory. Now you know Dick Gregory. Usually he's right, but what he said about Trump was, to me, unbelievable. He said that Trump will kill a lot of Jews and Muslims. He said that. But also, he said a lot of negative things about Hillary. And I'm not going to go into the details because I'm in enough trouble, but I think you know some of the negative things about Hillary. I think Trump is looking pretty good right now. Number one, since it's Christmas, he wants to bring Merry Christmas back. Number two, he wants to get rid of the Fed. He wants to get us out of the Middle East. He wants to lower taxes. He wants to make better trade deals. And, yeah, he wants to build a wall. And, by the way, he is moderated in terms of getting rid of all the illegal Mexicans. He just wants to get rid of the criminal element, which is about 5%. Mm-hmm. So one last thing about the prophecy. And if you remember, I called in just before the election, and I said there's some prophecy involved with Trump getting elected. He got elected, by the way, obviously. On the day he will be inaugurated, he will be 70 years, 7 months, and 7 days old. 7 is a very sacred number in the Bible. There's no question about that. Some say that Trump will be a modern-day Cyrus. Cyrus was a king, and he built a lot of things, and he was good to the Israelites. He let them go back to Israel and rebuild the wall. And this is the 5,777th year in the Hebrew calendar.
Yeah, well, so much for the prophecies. Getting back to the point at hand here. Right. Do you believe Trump is a racist?
No, I don't. Not at all. And by the way, you had a gentleman on, an apostle on, that said to you and to your audience that Trump is not a racist, and a lot of this stuff is just misinformation from the media. Mm-hmm. Do you believe he's a racist, Robert?
I don't give my opinions on. Catch me in the hallway. We'll talk about that.
I respect that.
Yeah. Okay, let's take a quick call here. But once again, we're talking here with Rick Sheridan. He says he was assaulted verbally by some young African Americans on the bus there. Now, also, we've seen fights on both sides. People who are black who've been attacked. We've seen some whites who have been attacked. But is it appropriate to attack anyone over their political choices here? Let's go to this caller who's been standing by. And caller, we thank you. You're on Community Forum. Go right ahead, please. Caller.
How you doing, Brother Ashley?
Pretty good, sir.
I laughed, Rich, when you said that because the number system that you was up under, I know the ancient number system, and all of this story that you was telling about Trump is in the Bible up on a numbering system that's in the book of Daniel and Revelation. And I was laughing when you said that. Trump brings what we do. Big Mama Robert went to Mary Allen College in 1913, and I pulled out her books last night on political science. They don't teach it no more. Trump is dealing with political science, dealing with peace treaties, with foreign. That's why the Council of Foreign Relations and Trilateral Group came in the 60s because of political science. They don't teach this book. I got Big Mama's book. The wrote in 1895 by Mills, the first book they started teaching in the colleges over here. He's bringing ain't no more politics in the United States. That's what the Bible, it tells you that in the book of Daniel, if you know how to read what's written in now up under the serpent with the tail in his mouth. We up under the Sanhedrin. You went through the Grand Jubilee year, ends December the 31st, the 70th Grand Jubilee, the last one. Rothschild has the debt in the United States is no more, but the United States of America is no more either.
Oh, right.
So David.
Thank you, Dave. Rich, what's your reaction?
I have a question for you, David. Do you agree that Trump getting elected is a good thing, and that it is part of prophecy that he got elected?
Okay, I think David may have dropped out. But let's go to another caller here. Caller, we thank you for holding. You're on Community Forward with Rich Sheridan. Go right ahead there, caller.
How you doing today?
God bless you, sir. God bless you, sir. Merry Christmas to you.
Merry Christmas to you. I think that President-elect Donald Trump is really prophesied. It's in prophecy that he's getting elected. Basically because America cannot keep on going the way that it's going by doing immoral things. Some of these laws that you will see that about same-sex marriages, or what's the name was for abortion. A lot of this stuff, basically, it's got to come to an end because basically God is angry at
yes, sir.
Man is angry at America.
Yes, sir.
By making laws, that's basically it's suppressing the people. You're changing and giving people what they want. But at the same time, I can go back to Moses' time, where they did, what was Moses' brother's name?
Aaron?
Yeah, Aaron said, give us a golden cow, and he gave them a golden cow, and what happened? You cannot give people everything what they want, because basically they're going to want the wrong thing. You got to have discernment in order to know what's right and wrong.
Mm-hmm. All right, sure. Well, that's a very interesting analysis of prophecy, sir.
Thank you for that.
We thank you for the call. All right, let's see if we get another caller in. Once again, we're talking here about these racial attacks as a result of the presidential elections. It's been on both sides here, and we want you not to attack one another. Let's try to get along with each other. But then again, on the other hand, there are some who will just continue to do what they're going to do. But let's take another call here, talking with Rich Sheridan. And Rich, of course, as an Anglo gentleman, says he was verbally assaulted. People assuming that he was a Trump supporter.
And
right,
lost a good friend.
Okay. Yeah, and this was a black woman?
A black lady living in Oakland, California.
And because she found out you supported Trump, she didn't want to have anything else to do with you.
That's right.
My goodness, Rich. But, okay, 972-996-3970. That's our number to call. We're going to take another call here real quick. Let's go to this caller here. And caller, we thank you. You're on with Rich Sheridan. Go right ahead there, caller.
Hey, Robert, how you doing today?
All right, Clark.
You and Rick, I believe, that people should just kind of chill out. People who vote, they vote who they want to vote for. It ain't, in America, you vote who you want to vote for. And this attack on people, it shouldn't be black America attacking white folks because they voted or vice versa, because we have a lot of problems in our community for black folks. We need to stop killing our own people. We need to clean up our communities so we can have the infrastructure of business. All the businesses come to our community. We can't expect economic development to come to our community unless we clean it up. We should be able to police our own communities. I saw on the news on one of the channels where this white guy went down on Texas A&M campus, and he said, now we are in power for all white folk,
Richard Spencer.
And I don't know where he came from.
Okay.
Hell.
He said that on Texas A&M campus down there.
All right, Clark. Well, let me. I got to pause for another one of these quick breaks here. And
Thank you, Clark.
See. All right. We got one more call. We're going to pull a break. Let's go to this caller here. And caller, we think you're on Community Forum. Go right ahead there, caller.
Yes. How you doing, Dr. Ashley?
God bless you, sir. Thank you for calling.
I'm pretty excited about this conversation that you're having, but I think sometimes folks have to look at how fear plays a major role into the politics, into people coming in trying to say what is going to happen about prophecies and things like this. Because there was one guy down in Florida pretending that something was going to come to pass that didn't come to pass. But if Jesus says that he didn't know when the Father would send him back to this earth, then how is somebody on this earth going to determine what is going to happen? So I believe that whenever fear is invoked, it's allow the individuals to impart what they want this world to be or what they want someone to believe.
All right, sir. We thank you so much for that. And, Rich, just hold your thoughts there about prophecy. And once again, pausing for a quick break. We'll be back with more right after that. Now, we're having a major discussion with Rich Sheridan here. We're talking right now about the situation involving Donald Trump, being stumped for Trump. As a result of the election of Donald Trump, the defeat of Hillary Clinton, we have seen many white Americans literally beat up, stumped for Donald Trump. As a result, now also, we've seen white supremacists, if you will, like Richard Spencer, downgrade African Americans and say that this country is a country for white people as a result of Donald Trump's election. Now, my question today is, should people be verbally assaulted, jumped on for supporting Donald Trump? Because some people are saying that because Hillary Clinton lost, this is a way to show black power by running around here, jumping on white people and beating folks up, things of that sort. Now, we don't encourage you to do that. We don't encourage anybody black to go jump on anybody white to go jump on somebody black. Because as it stands right now, we're burying a fellow by the name of Joe McKnight today. Joe McKnight was an NFL running back, got into kind of a road rage situation there, got out of his car and went and approached a guy who just happened to be white, Ronald Gasser, there in the Harvey, Louisiana area, wound up getting shot and killed. Now, Rick Sheridan, as those young African-American men approached you and verbally assaulted you on the bus, now, if you were that kind of guy, you could have had a gun, you could have pulled a gun out and said, boom, boom, I feel like my life is being threatened here. But what is the message, Rich, that we should say to one another?
The message is that we're all brothers and sisters with the same God, our Father. And also, Satan uses the tactic of divide and conquer. And you want to talk about prophecy, Matthew 10, around 35. I come not with peace, but with the sword of truth, and everyone's going to be against everyone. So the big picture here that Satan's at play, and he wants to divide us by color, by race, color, and creed. And we have to understand, like Martin Luther King's great words, live by the sword, die by the sword. Judge a person by the content of his character and not by the color of his skin. Yes. So I want to thank you, Robert. You really, to me, are the best station in Dallas, not just black radio station, but the best station in town. You generally don't take sides. You certainly didn't take sides when it came to issues with Barack Obama and issues with Hillary Clinton. All right?
Well, let me ask you this, too, before we take another call. Now, take, for example, here today, we've got a lot of people saying we need to review the elections. We have the intelligence community, that the same intelligence community that told us that Saddam Hussein had weapons of mass destruction, which turned out to be a big lie, right? A mistake or whatever it was, bad intelligence. Now, they're telling us that the Russians had an impact on the elections, and some are calling for a congressional hearing and possibly to redo the elections. Do you think Donald Trump supporters would stand for that? Could that jump off a race war in America?
Well, I think certainly it would cause a race war in America, a lot of discord. If the Electoral College, as an example, goes against Trump, then it's going to go back to a Republican Congress. So I think basically they're fighting a losing battle. As far as the Russians are concerned, I know for a fact that an advisor to Putin said, if Hillary gets elected, it's going to be World War III. If Trump gets elected, it's going to be no war. So, again, we are a very divided nation. We have to understand what the issues are. Don't believe the media. media, make everyone dumb in America. That's the mass media. And that's also the local media stations. That's not your station and some other stations like KLAF or WBAP.
Oh, okay. Let's see if we can get one more call in before we have to switch gears, because we're going to be talking about mentoring coming up in just a minute or two here with the Reverend Billy Sanders. But let's take this last call here. And caller, we thank you for calling. You're on Community Forum. Go right ahead, please. Caller.
Hello.
Hello.
Dr. Robert Ashley.
Merry Christmas to you. Thank you for calling.
Thank you. And I basically just wanted to say that we have never seen people act the way that people are acting during this election. And to me, this is an indication that people want to do whatever they want to do and live the way that they want to live.
Yes.
And also, I think, sir, you going to say?
No, he was just saying yes to what you were saying. Go right ahead.
You know, a lot of these people are prejudiced themselves because they're prejudging Donald Trump because they don't really know him. They're going on what the media has told them. And this is the same media that portrays black people as stereotypes. So that's all I wanted to say.
All right. Well, thank you so much for that. Well, I'll tell you what, Rich, let's give a concluding thought here, and we thank you for coming by. We didn't have very much time, but thank you so much for even coming to talk about this.
Well, the concluding thought would be Christmas is about Jesus. It's about love and giving. God gave us Jesus to show us the way. I wear a band that says WWJD. What would Jesus do in the situation that you are in? What would Jesus do?
My.
So God bless you all, and Merry Christmas.
All right, Rich, we thank you so much for coming by to talk about this topic, and we just hope and pray that we can all, as the late Rodney King said, can we just get along? I want to thank you.
This is William, hopefully your favorite videographer from Two Hats Publishing. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like it, please leave comments below, or like, follow, or subscribe to us and get notices of all our videos. We love it, even when you call.